Phone tap. The phone rings. Ooh, maybe it's Nia. My heart beats, rings with fear. But as soon as I hear, you have a collect call, I already know. From Uzi, an inmate at the Arizona State Prison Complex. To accept this call, press the star key. Your call is being connected. Hello? Marlo. Uzi, what's up? I fucked up, bro. What happened? I'm in jail. For what? Can't really talk about it right now, man. Shit is crazy. Yo, put mom on the phone. She's not here. Damn, where's she at? Uzi doesn't even know she's in the psych ward. Should I tell him? When you getting out? Can't even call it, Marlo. But you're just a minor. Last time, this ain't like last time. They trying to charge me as an adult now. A hollow silence. You have 10 seconds left for this call. I love you, man. I love you too, Uzi. And yo, Marlo, yeah, get me out of here, man.
Dear Carol, I took Daoudi to the airport this morning. It was difficult. After all the drama and situation, this tall, skinny boy pleaded with me not to send him to Arizona. He is a baby inside, and I had to be resolute. Only I wasn't. Was I doing the right thing? Daoudi has been through his share of troubles with schools and run-ins with police. But why can't Shaka and I get a grip on things? Daoudi is bright, but seems to be unable to do well in school. Perhaps there was some kind of attention disorder. Now he is totally swept up in what his friends are doing, and unfortunately, they're also up to no good. Didn't black people always send their children to the South to give them some training or to get them straightened out? I'm following a tradition. Or am I? Arizona isn't the South, and my brother has problems of his own. This is a Hail Mary pass, and even as I put Daoudi on the plane, I had my doubts. My brother has problems of his own. Right now, he is sober. But I don't know how long that will last. Daoudi looks so small in his long, lanky body, and his eyes glisten big and wet. What am I doing? Am I doing this to please Shaka? Truth be told, Daoudi and Shaka never bonded. In the beginning, it never occurred to me that he wouldn't love my son. He loved me and promised to take care of my son. I took him at his word. But it wouldn't be so easy. Shaka is not a child's person. He barks orders and expects little people to obey. He doesn't play or get down and dirty with children. So I guess that there was very little bonding for Daoudi and him to do. But I am Daoudi's mother, and I am responsible for him. He came into this world fighting and had an uphill battle health-wise. I remember saying to the doctor when I had to have surgery while he was still in my womb, "Please save my baby." He was so tiny when he arrived, but he was fighting, and I just knew that he would be this incredible child. I was right, but something happened. I leave the airport feeling so sad. It is not a good day for me. In my heart, I know that I have let my son down. Am I doing this to lessen the stress in a house that is already filled with quiet tension? Am I doing this instead of doing something else, something more radical like, what? Marlo will miss his brother. Will this make it better for Marlo? I am so full of doubt today when I should be more positive, but looking at Daoudi walk down the hall to the plane reminded me when I put him in nursery school when he was 3 years old. It was in Buffalo, and it was his first day. I dropped him off, and he stood at the gate crying for me as I walked away. At least then, despite my aching heart, I knew that I would return to get him that evening. He is isn't so sure now as I leave him. What is he thinking? What am I thinking? I wish I could really talk to Shaka. But it is all pronouncements and sermons. He doesn't have time to really think about Daoudi and doesn't give Milo any time either. I can't dwell on this now, but I want to go home and sleep for 7 days and 7 nights. I don't know how to deal with yet another pain. I want to scream while I dance and dance while I scream. I want to forget that pain can be so intimate. I want to travel beside Daoudi on his collar, whispering in his ear, soothing his shoulders, kissing his cheeks and telling him, I love you. If nothing else, I am a warrior. I must get stronger so I can be there for my sons. I have to resist going into a black hole and never seeing light. My strength is my light, and both of my sons need me. I can't say what the weather is like today or how the sky is tinged. All I can say is that I took Daoudi to the airport to put him on a plane to Arizona. He cried, and as I walked away, the tears that were raining inside of me began to fill up the spaces in my eyes and then envelop my face until I couldn't see. I can't say how the weather is today, but I know that inside me, it is raining. God, give me strength. Amina.
Chapter 8. Relapse. My mom's back from the hospital in the same nightgown she left in. She's in her chair, on the horn with my uncle, all the way reclined like she's at the dentist getting teeth pulled. Outside is gusty, wind whirling through trees, leaves clapping. The wind slaps the house like it stole something, slams the screen door into the jamb over and over again, howls through the halls, haunting. He relapsed, she whispers to me, palming the mouthpiece. I sit on the bed and study her face, the winces, grimaces, and slow blinks. It's all a blur of bad news. The latest is that Uzi's in solitary confinement, so she can't speak to him. She hasn't talked to him yet. Uncle Jabbar has updates. 25 years, she cries out. What the fuck? 25 years of what? I'm thinking. I hear Uzi's voice over the prison static. Get me out of here, man! Oh, God, Mom says. What? She asks. She can't stop shaking her head. Weary lids. She tries to say something to me but can't get it out. She's melting right in front of me. Later, I hear snatches of the story. Uzi and his boy, Antoine, they call him Shaka, a crip from St. Louis. They fuck these girls from a group home, runaways. She tells Uzi she's 16, she's 13, and she's white. Chapter 9. Never Wary. I don't want you hanging on that corner, my mom says. Those guys are too old for you anyway. I don't think they're too old. They're Uzi's age, but I don't argue with her about it. She's already mad stressed about Uzi, plus she just got back from the psych ward a few days ago. She's as delicate as eyelashes. Okay, Ma. But I gotta walk past there to get home, I say. You can go the other way. What other way? The back way. Up Star Trek? Yes, she laughs. And why do you call it that? 'Cause the base heads before they light up say, beam me up, Scotty. They smoke crack out of car antennas back there. I just don't want you hanging on the corner. Just say hi and keep going. You don't have to stop for them, she says. All right, I got you. No, really, she says, sucking her teeth. They are out there looking for young black boys to put in the system. I don't want you to become a statistic, like your brother. I got you. And what do you mean you got me? I'm not your homie, she laughs. I won't hang down there, Ma, I promise. But of course I do. What, I'm supposed to stay in the crib? The corner is popping, electric, buzzing. Anything can happen and does. Different people are always coming through, and they all know Uzi and that I'm his little brother. And if they don't, once they find out, they're like, oh, little bro, they show me mad love. Everybody calls me Young Buck when they see me. The cops ride by all slow, grit on everybody. We grit right back. Sometimes they jump out and search everybody. Hey, yo, what's wrong? They ask as soon as they see my long face. I tell 10 G's the deal. A white bitch? Ted blurts out like he's asking the whole city. She's white? I just nod. Yeah, man. Come on, man. Don't tell me that. Tell me something else. Anything. Tell me he shot somebody. Tell me he robbed a bank. Tell me whatever. Just don't tell me this. White? In Arizona, too? Damn, ooh-ah, D-Rock says. D-Rock looks like he lives on a bench in Fisher Park. He's wearing what he always wears. Greasy army fatigues and a military hat on some Black Moon shit. He calls it BDU, basic dress uniform. Cargos, camos, Velcro, Gore-Tex, Kevlar. That's his bag. Cause I'm a motherfucking soldier, he told me one day when I asked why he always wears the same shit every day. D-Rock calls himself the hood scientist. He hates the white man, but loves white pussy. He's always got a white joint with him. Fucking Arizona? Ted shakes his head. Of all places. Yo, it's racist as shit out there, man, Scoop says. I know, Ted says. They don't even take off for Dr. King's birthday. Vicious. What? Yeah, man, you ain't know that? Crazy. It ain't like you gotta recite I Have a Dream or some shit. It's just a day off work, Ted says. But they'd rather go to work than take the day off for a black man. They straight up hate us out there. Fucking hot-ass desert, D-Rock says. And a straight-up Philly nigga like Uzi, Scoop says, they don't want him coming home to Neverwary. The judge might try to roof him. The white man don't like you messing with his little Susie. They can't give him no will of death for that. What's the will of death, I ask? Life. This all feels like broken glass in my mind. Did you talk to him? Ted asked. What did he say? I hear Uzi's voice. Get me out of here, man.
Dear Carol, Milo ran away. Not like the time he ran away when he was 5 years old, when he just went to the end of the block and looked to see if I was looking. No. This time he really ran away. He's 14. The thing is, he took my car. What kind of running away is that? Not only is my child gone, but my ride too. Initially, I think he'll return in the evening. I'm upset but not worried. But when nighttime comes and he doesn't return, I get worried. I think about calling the police. Shaka says that we should wait. I call everyone I know, but no one has seen or heard from Milo, and I don't know his friends' phone numbers. Morning comes and Milo still hasn't come home. I decide to call the police. The police seem uninterested in finding a runaway black boy, but they take down the information. I don't want to report the car stolen because that will criminalize Milo. Milo ran away, but there wasn't an argument and he wasn't on punishment. So I'm baffled. Where is he and why did he leave? Of course, this means he isn't going to school, but I'm not even thinking about school. I just want to make sure that he is safe. Shaka doesn't seem worried, but I'm sure he is. We were both amazed that he took my car, but I had information that Shaka didn't. I know that Milo had taken my card many times while I was asleep and his father was away. So while it was definitely outrageous that Milo took my car since he's only 14 and doesn't have a license or even a permit, I wasn't that shocked. Then, after a week, he strolls in. I ask Milo, what was he thinking? He simply says that he was ready to live on his own. If I wasn't so angry, I would have laughed. Actually, I did laugh. What chutzpah! Where did he get the nerve? Well, I really don't have to look too far. I ran away when I was 13 too. I not only ran away, but I left a note for my mother saying that I was running away to get married and that she shouldn't look for me. I left in the middle of the night and took the subway to 34th Street Bus Terminal and took a bus to Reading, Pennsylvania. I arrived in Reading with nothing but the clothes on my back and called my Aunt Patrice from the bus station and asked her to come get me. There was an incident that made me run away. My mother wouldn't let me go to a beach party that a lot of my friends were going to, and I was very angry about it. My mother and I didn't have a good relationship, and I wanted to get away. My Aunt Jamie had taken me to Reading when I was 6 years old, and I had fond memories of Reading. For one thing, my Aunt Patrice had a house, and that seemed like the ultimate luxury to me. Little did I know at the time that Heller's Court was called Hell's Court for a reason. I took money out of my Aunt Jamie's purse. I am sure that my mother caught grief about that, but I wasn't thinking about that at the time. My mother finally called my Aunt Patrice, and my aunt admitted that I was there. My mother didn't come get me. I don't even think that she talked to me. She was angry with my Aunt Patrice for not calling her, but at least she knew where I was. Reading was wild, and even though I wanted more freedom, this was a life that was full of chaos and violence. My cousin Junie was the only child, and he was wild. I saw him pick up a butcher knife and chase his mother with it. He was my age, and he already had a baby. My Uncle Frankie and Aunt Patrice ran a speakeasy on the weekend, so there were lots of people coming in and out Friday night to Sunday. They sold liquor, drank, argued, and fought a lot. This was all new to me, as my mother didn't drink. The only fights that I saw in my home were my Aunt Jamie and my mother arguing. The worst that they said to each other was to call each other a bitch. My aunt called my mother a yellow bitch, and my mom retaliated by calling my aunt a black bitch. But this was on a different level. Knives and alcohol and cussing were an everyday thing, and on the weekend, it was all day. I enrolled in school, and that was a culture shock. It was mainly white. My high school in Brooklyn was mixed, but this school was basically white. But I think that I could have handled the school if the home situation wasn't so volatile. Two things happened that brought my stay in Reading to an end. My aunt took me with her one afternoon to a friend's house. She told me to stay in an outer room while she went into a bedroom with a young man. I was her alibi. She would tell my Uncle Frankie that she was with me, and that would be the end of that. I had seen a lot, but this was something that she chose to do. Then my aunt accused me of trying to be with Uncle Frankie. Reading, Pennsylvania made cream sodas that were red, and this absolutely delighted me, as I loved cream soda, and the idea of red cream soda was wonderful. Uncle Frankie would bring me cream soda when he came home from work, and I loved it. My aunt took this as flirtation with my Uncle Frankie. There was no such thing going on in my mind. And mind you, this was the woman who took me to a house where she had a rendezvous with a lover. So after 3 months in Reading, I called my mother and asked to come home. I don't think that my mother said a word to me all the way home. Milo and I don't speak either. God give me strength. Amina.
Chapter